Hey, how's it going? I was thinking about covering everything in more detail. I'm gonna be looking at dividing aviation into different videos. In the first one, I'm gonna be looking at electric aviation and what are opportunities within this industry. Let's take a look at electric aviation, and it refers to a use of electric propulsion systems, such as electric motors powered by batteries or fuel cells, to propel aircraft. This technology represents a shift away from traditional aviation, which relies on internal combustion engines that burns fossil fuels. Electric aviation has gained significant attention and development in recent years due to its potential to reduce greenhouse gases and emissions and noise pollution potentially. So there's a lot of opportunities out there, but again, there's a lot of obstacles as well as access to perhaps how you can manufacture those batteries, overall battery technology, perhaps new ways of propelling aircraft. So there's new opportunities. Let's cover those in the details, but either way. So there's new opportunities, new challenges. Let's break it down into different bullet points. First one would be electric motors. Electric aircraft use electric motors for propulsion. These motors can be powered by batteries, hydrogen fuel cells, or hybrid systems that combine electric and traditional propulsion methods. I have covered in a couple of videos already for people out there who are interested in different batteries, some of the obstacles of perhaps manufacturing those batteries, some of the top players out there who has access to a lot of know-how, resources, and potentially manufacturing batteries right now. There's a handful of players, a handful of companies who can actually do it. So, as well as hydrogen, when it comes to perhaps motor or vehicles, transport vehicles, it would be infrastructure, perhaps not necessary for drone technology, aviation overall, and how and most of the drones can outsource the need of a person sitting in a cabin. So perhaps it can be done with software technology and operation centers. Battery technology. The advancement of battery technology is crucial for electric aviation. Lithium-ion batteries are commonly used due to their high energy density. However, research are working on improving battery energy storage capacity and safety. So they're constantly working on those and improving efficiency and how much energy they can get from those energies batteries. But I don't know lifespan spam currently of those batteries. What's life span of those batteries? 8 years, more or less. That's my opinion. I don't know. It depends on the size of the battery, who is the manufacturer of the battery, but my personal understanding is about 8 years. Types of electric aircraft. Electric aviation includes a range of aircraft types, from small drones and or urban air mobility vehicles to small regional aircrafts and even experimental long-haul electric planes. There are a lot of new technology in, if anything, reconnaissance and perhaps new rising technologies up there with the defense and because there's a lot of capital. So since they have a lot of access to a lot of capital, they have very interesting technology that's not necessarily available for public. But they're constantly working on some of those technologies. I didn't even realize that they can keep some of those drones in the air for that high and for that long. Environmental benefits. Electric aviation has the potential to significantly reduce carbon emissions and local air pollution. It can also help reduce aviation industry resilience on or reliance on fuel cell fossil fuels. Contributing but either way, so from one thing to another, right? But again, so who will take entry level costs or upgrading all the hardware? since right now even in Europe there's a debate about pollution, and perhaps some of those top companies up there, they up there trying to talk with the regulatory bodies about the current way of improving things. But either way, so perhaps there would need more attention, more finance, and some of those finance perhaps or resource requirements need to be subsidized by taxpayers, I guess, in improving existing ones. All right. Either way, we need to do something about the environment, right? And a contribution to sustainability goals, and there are set targets, right? By 2030, we definitely need to reduce, if not perhaps going completely green, and where how we traveling, where how we using some of those energy sources for perhaps cooling, heating, and all the rest of the things. Noise reduction or noise pollution. Electric aircraft are often quieter than their traditional counterparts, which can reduce noise pollution near airports and in urban areas. I have seen that even some of the wind farms, which can potentially be there to generate energy, they could potentially be moved from land into sea. But I don't know. There's ups and perhaps reasons why, pros and cons, why people might be interested in building those. But perhaps maintaining those, and there might be different things that we haven't taken into account. Perhaps there's opportunities there as well when it comes to noise, but how much energy can we generate, and based on that energy and some of those engines, I don't know if, how fast the airplane can be and how much noise it can make, right? So if it's very slow, not necessarily would make that much noise, but if it's very fast airplane, perhaps even with the electricity, perhaps it will be very noisy. Challenges: electric aviation faces several challenges, including limited battery energy density, charging infrastructure. In particular, so I thought it might be not a big enough issue when it comes to airplanes, but again, the upgrades, upfront costs, and the range limitations. Overcoming these challenges is essential for technology to become more widely adopted. So upfront costs, everything, and subsidizes from taxpayers. So improving technology. I don't know how they can do that, as well as perhaps just limit companies, and those companies out there. It's a competitive market. I don't know. So a lot of challenges, I would say. Take a look at some of the examples. Several companies, startups are working on electric aviation projects. Notably, examples include, without naming any projects, but top companies. Some of those companies, as you probably can imagine, are in Europe, US, in particular in China, where they have a lot of access to resources and minerals required. So there's a lot of companies. So there's a lot of finance interests, and potentially who of the companies can do that. I have covered a number of videos already without naming any projects, right? Additionally, electric drones and urban air mobility vehicles are becoming increasingly common. So, and it was highlighted by some of the projects up there who are already using drones, access to battery technology, and perhaps making that technology more effective, efficiency, and some of those areas that I mentioned already. Regulations: as electric aviation technologies advance, regulations and safety standards must also adapt to accommodate these new types of aircraft. Working together with the regulatory bodies, I covered that in my previous video for people who are interested. If you like to find out more, I have published a book. In this book, I'm sharing a lot of information about where the markets are moving, how the things are changing, shifting to what direction, right? I have covered that in my book, where the market is going to be within the next 5 to 10 years, making a lot of wild predictions within this book, as well as I'm looking to share a lot of concepts of how to think, structure your ideas around how to run the business and operate your business, where you would need to begin, and different cycles, whatever cycle you might find yourself in. If you're currently doing a lot of research, if you are looking to take action, and start and set up and start your business, as well as if you have access to a lot of resources and you're looking to invest in different projects, different businesses. There's a lot of information in this book, which I personally believe will benefit you a lot. You can find it in the description below, as well as Top Retard has this book. Electric aviation is still in its early stages, but it holds promises for revolutionize the aviation industry by making air travel more sustainable, efficient, and environmentally friendly. Research engineers and aviation companies are actively working on advancing this technology. We can expect to see more developments in electric aviation in coming years, as well as there's a lot of talented people, right, with recent changes within the industry. A lot of things happening with the different economies, right? In particular, with some of those intense aviation industries would be France, Germany, UK. There's a lot of skill, know-how up there for grabs for companies who are interested in hiring a lot of people. So there's a lot of people right now who you can have access to a lot of talent, right? So you perhaps not necessarily have access to a lot of finance right now with all the interest rates, but there's a lot of people to go for grabs, right? Find a company out there who like to hire people, right? Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.